Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your reading. I hope you're having an amazing day. Happy birthday. We're going to see what's going on for you, what you need to know right now, what's coming towards Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. Private readings are available down below if you're interested. And yeah, let's see what's going on with you, what you need to know, what's coming towards Gemini right now. For Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements, show me clearly. What's going on? Nurturing coming out. Needy. Something that you're growing, building. It needs a lot of effort, consistency, time. Secrets coming out in the reverse. Something's being revealed here. What's going on for Gemini? Humility. On top of secrets. Somebody here carrying some shame. Someone feels like they're asking for too much. Either you're not, hold on. Freedom coming out tells me like you're setting yourself free and you're no longer allowing anxiety to control your life. Anxiety at the bottom of the deck. Let's just talk about these cards. I don't feel the need to pull any more. We'll pull from other decks, the tarot, of course, but just wanted to get a feel of some of the things you might be dealing with right now during this time of your life. And if you come across this around the time I posted around your birthday season, which I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful celebration, and Happy New Year to you. So the first card out we have is nurturing. What in your life needs just a little bit more of your attention, your love, your care, and your nurturing? In what ways can you show up a little bit better for yourself, okay? There's something here you may feel like it requires a lot of your time, of your energy, consistency. You might be feeling like you're extremely needy right now, or maybe someone's told you that you're asking for too much, you're being needy, you're clingy, or, you need a lot. You secretly, right, because the next card is secret, so maybe it's like you secretly have these desires and they're not being met. Your needs aren't being met, but instead of addressing it or asking for it, you're suppressing it because there's a part of you that doesn't want to feel vulnerable or feel exposed, or you feel like you're humiliating yourself, or you're coming across weak, right? Or again, coming across needy. I don't want to come across needy, or like, I don't want to give my power away. I want to be free. I don't want to feel like someone has this kind of control over me or has this effect on me. Anxiety, boundaries, and spiritual bath. Some of you are having to need to like cleanse your energy, your energetic space. There's someone that has been overstepping and overtaking, taking advantage of your kindness. Yeah, just taking you for granted. And Spirit could be saying you need to say less and let your actions speak louder. When you're anxious, you can't seem to shut the fuck up. You say something and then you can't take it back, or whatever. Anxiety also can just make you do things in the heat of the moment. So where do you need to maybe set a firm boundary with yourself and with others? In spiritual bath, I feel like this is also like a self rule that you're implementing, or like having to kind of check in, little reality check, and anything that disrupts your peace or disrupts your flow or puts you in a state of like fight or flight, it's gotta go. Or you really have to remove yourself from the situation, or this is a moment for you to get back to yourself and nourish yourself and nourish your needs, right? Because it's not that you're needy, Hell no. Some of you just want the truth. You just want answers. You just want communication. You're not asking for much. Simple communication. Someone's being secretive or leaving you out of the loop, purposely trying to control you from being nurturing to then being needy, of like you're overbearing, you're smothering. It's just little. Ooh. Oof. Huh. You need to cleanse yourself of that energy. It's feeling kind of heavy. You need to free yourself from that. You need to take a break from that, at least just temporarily, because it feels heavy. It feels not so light. So we got to get back to light as a feather. Light as a feather. Okay. Show me clearly what's going on for Gemini. Mickle a muckle. It's a card of not taking things so serious. It's a card of play. We have the Singer of Healing and the Dark Lady. Everything's coming together. You're getting intuitive hits, downloads, insights, something in the near future that you're going to probably act on impulsively or just like out of the blue, just kind of in the moment, right? Heat of the moment. Fairy who was kissed by the pixies. This could be in regards to love or romance or something you have a lot of passion for. Maybe it's something you're returning to. I'll be the retriever. We do have Mercury retrograding this month in Cancer. Take a look at where you have Cancer in your natal chart, whatever. You have to know your rising sign in order to know that. But wherever you have Cancer in your chart or whatever sign, whatever planet, whatever planet you have in the sign of Cancer, pay attention because there may be some sort of revisitation or bringing something back up from the past, okay? So anyways, Mickle and Muckle, Singer of Healing. This is where you're able to review and look back at past situations instead of in a hurt, painful, stinging way. This is now you're able to like look back and laugh or see the humor or see the positive, seeing the lights. Yeah, you're healing. You seem way more joyful, seem way more jolly, laughter, lighter. So that spiritual bath, that energetic cleansing, that really made a difference. Or it will if you haven't done that yet, but you're needing to do some sort of cleansing ritual. Okay? And Singer of Healing, this is like healing your mind, healing your body, just like nurturing yourself. What are you putting into your body? What are you feeding your body? Nourishing, right? Nourishing foods, vitamins, things that are going to really help sustain you and support you. We look at the needy card. It's like, what does your body need at this time, right? She's literally in the kitchen. She's cooking. She's cooking using real whole ingredients. Maybe it's talking about gardening, right? Growing your own food. Self-sustainable, self-reliant, okay? Anyways, I feel like just doing things that help replenish your body at this time is so important for you, Gemini. And then we have the Dark Lady. So this is more of like a spiritual, intuitive, magnetic, mysterious energy that you're embodying, and people are drawn to your healing ability or drawn to your light, but they're also drawn to your darkness or like your shadow or like your mysterious kind of, there's something about you that seems to pull and attract a lot of interesting energies. But it's not up to you to fix or heal or change nobody, It's not your duty, it's not your responsibility, but I do feel like with your laughter, with your humor, with your unique way of looking at life, your unique perspectives and your experiences, people really admire you and are inspired by you. So maybe a lot of people are needing you at this time and you're like, oh, you're needy, like, oh, you're asking for too much. So lots of different things going on. Let's get to the tarot. See what else for Gemini. King of Wands is your first card out. Okay, lots of talking. Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Someone wants to come towards you with an offering. We also have Knight of Cups and a Queen of Swords. Ooh, you kind of push someone away here. You kind of push someone away here. Maybe because you were very just like detached or cold, or, you know, if this is representing you, this is a whole other thing that I'll talk about in a second. But just the first thing when I flipped the Queen of Swords over, I was like, oh, it's like you kind of shooed someone away. You're like, shoo, get away. Like flying, like a fly swatter. You're like, get the fuck out of here, 4 cups. I ain't, no. Not interested. Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, you turn someone away. You might be turning someone away, rejecting something here. Okay, well, we'll see what that's all about. You could be dealing with a lot of people because literally all your cards, we have a king, we have a page, we got a knight, we have a queen, we have a knight. A lot of people all up in your energy, needing you, needing your nurturing energy, wanting to know your secret, wanting to get all up in your business. And the thing is that with the Dark Lady, she is quite secretive and she's not telling shit. She's keeping her mouth shut. She's not going to explain how she knows, what she found out. She's not going to explain how she came to the conclusion or what spirit told her. She's not here to justify herself or explain herself here. But she's an observer. She's watching. She keeps her eyes peeled. She kind of laughs like, she's just like watching people fall into their own traps or tell on themselves. I don't know. That's an interesting energy though. So King of Wands, fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. This is somebody who is very outgoing, confident, self-assured. They are somebody who, when they set their mind on something, they are an achiever, maybe even overachiever. Like they do the job, but they do it in an amazing way. They always, I want to say that in this case, it's like always put like a bow on top or a cherry on top. Like I don't know, you're just a pro. You're a pro. You're really skilled, very talented, hardworking. You could be an entrepreneur, business owner, or like someone who is just very well respected. You've like built yourself up to the very top here. And I don't know if you're like training somebody, because we do have a Page of Pentacles and a Knight of Wands. Like you could be dealing with somebody that's younger than you, who may have less experience or less qualifications. This could be a student, or maybe this is representing a new phase of your life that you're studying, or you're embarking on a new endeavor, a new journey, a new practice. This is something that's new, and but like even if that's the case, even if you're starting something brand new, I see like you move quite quickly from like a beginner to what's the middle between a beginner and a pro? What's the middle? Right now the word's not coming to me. Like, you're adequate. You're pretty decent. Like you move up quite from a page to a knight. Like you seem to, when you start something new, again, it's the King of Wands, Jack of all trades, master of none, but a master of all. Or what's the fucking saying? See, I'm butchering it. I don't even know what the fuck. I don't say that. I don't speak that language. I don't use those catchphrases. But yeah, I do feel like you're the kind of person that you master what you set your mind to. And so you have this new idea or this new approach or this new business or this new study, and you're like, okay, yeah, what the fuck? I'm going to just dedicate. I'm going to dive in, and you get good at it like really quickly. Like you learn very fast. You're quick to adapt. You're adjustable. You're very swift. You're smart. You're intelligent. You're confident. You go after what you want. Like you're a go-getter. So that's one way we're looking at it. Another thing, I was like, okay, you might actually be dealing with somebody that's younger than you, and they're wanting to learn, they're wanting to study, they're trying to prove themselves to you. I do get an energy with the Page of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. They are kind of in this chase and pursue, right? So this is someone that's, when the card's on the table, this is somebody who wants to pursue and prove themselves like, hey, like, I can do it too. I still not quite at your level, but they're showing progress. This could also represent two different people, right? A page and then a knight. So there's obviously the page. Page of Pentacles versus the Knight of Wands. The Page of Pentacles, I feel has more I don't know, just hear me out. You might disagree. I feel like they have more substance than a Knight of Wands, because Knight of Wands is kind of flighty. They're there when there's a reward. They're there when it's convenient. They're there when things go right. When there's a problem, or when things get very challenging, maybe there's less reward, less results, they kind of are gone, or like, okay, moving on to the next. Whereas the Page of Pentacles, they've struck gold. They're in it for the long term. They're in it to commit. Because the next is the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, he takes his time, but he's consistent. And he's going to show up every single day. For months, for years, right? Patient, willing to go the long way. Whereas the Knight of Wands kind of wants a quick fix. So if these are two different people and say you have to choose between two, I think the Knight of Wands, they might be good in the moment, but in the long term, maybe not so much. This Page of Pentacles, they might be a little bit slower, but here to last? Probably. Now, we have a Queen of Swords, right? So Queen of Swords, air sign. Oh, by the way, we have all the elements out here. We have air, we got earth, we got fire, we got water, we got all the signs out here. I'm not going to say all the signs. But so Queen of Swords, very logical. She sticks to the fact. She's quite detached. She's serious, she's respected, she's disciplined, she is very honest, she's fair, right? She's fair. And the Knight of Cups, well, she might be, if this is in love, she's kind of like, you're not really the right kind of person for me, or we're not compatible, or I see you're someone who's the Knight of Cups. Okay, Knight of Cups, he's loving, he's charming, he's romantic. He puts in the effort, he puts in the work, he shows up. There's potential to grow. But again, the Four of Cups at the bottom is like, I don't know if it's quite what you're looking for. Ten of Cups. Oh, wait, is this a hidden gem? Ace of Swords, is this a hidden gem that you're turning away because you didn't polish it and it didn't, you thought it was just a pebble, but turns out it was a diamond. How could you mistake that? Hold on. Hold on a minute. We'll see what that's about. But Queen of Swords, Knight of Cups. It's like, I'll have to clarify and get a bit more on this, but Queen of Swords, she's not just easily swayed through her love. Like, you can't buy her love, you can't buy her time. This Knight of Cups could shower her with affection and gifts and all these beautiful, amazing things, but she's like, all right, that's cool, but in the logistics of this, like, how is this going to work? And is this actually something that's going to benefit me, benefit you? Like, how is this actually going to work in the long term, or like realistically? She's a realist. Knight of Cups, he's a dreamer. He's a believer. He's like, believe in Santa. So, at the bottom, we have the Four of Cups. So Four of Cups, obviously there's something we're not aware of, right? She's got headphones on. Her arms are crossed. She's saying no before she even gives it a chance, before she even opens her eyes, or at least, explores the potential, even just a little bit, even just a drop. She's so focused on, well, that didn't work. So whatever, I quit. I give up. I've had enough. But the thing is, the cup that's being offered her is possibly the Ten of Cups, because this queen, she's very detached. She might just be shooing something away that could be really fucking great. I'm just saying. So I'm like, how is this tying with the Oracle cards? I don't know if it does. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes maybe it'll tie in later. Ace of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Just a lot of cards at the bottom. Five of Wands. See, there's like a struggle when it comes to you following your heart, or see, like, emotions are kind of going back and forth, restlessness, and some past things that you're working through. Ace of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. You've had to make a lot of sacrifices here. Ace of Swords, you will see clearly. So even right now, if you're like not seeing it, or you're like, I don't really feel it, I don't really see the point in this, investing any further with this person or giving this a chance, If this is the hidden gem, the hidden diamond, what's it? The needle in a haystack, right? If this is the needle in a haystack, soon you'll see that. If you haven't seen it now, soon you will. And if it isn't a needle in a haystack, well, it's just gonna stay the same, and well, moving on to the next, right? A lot of people in your energy. A lot of individuals you're dealing with. Anything else before we clarify for Gemini? Three of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. A lot of people want to work with you. A lot of people want to be around you. They enjoy your company. They enjoy your time, your presence. You're someone who is extremely valuable. So yeah, people may be very needy at this time. And you may really just crave freedom. You're like, I don't want to commit. I don't want to settle down. Maybe, excuse me. I had a tickle in my throat. There might be something you need to say or communicate, okay? My Ace of Cups, Three of Pentacles. This does feel more like friendship. Sure, we could say that there's romance. If there is, there's romance, but still that level of like, I trust you, I get along with you, we have a lot of common goals and values, and we can build something here, something that's long lasting, something that can sustain itself and develop and grow. Because underneath that is the Seven of Pentacles, which shows that, yeah, like there's longevity here. Something can actually grow and develop with time. It gets better and better and better. Seven of Pentacles, Judgment, Ace of Pentacles. Oh my god, my rings are flipping around and not a pedal. Hey, it's that page. It's that page from earlier. I was like, I feel like this page has a little bit more. There's more to this page versus this Knight of Wands. But maybe it's the same person, but I feel like it could represent two different people. Anyways, so yeah, there's some kind of connection here that's forming, and I think it's gonna continue to blossom to something beautiful, something great. So keep your eyes peeled on that. Okay. Let me look into this page, and we'll look into this Knight of Wands. Take a look into this Knight of Cups. We'll take a look into some of this. Page of Pentacles. Tell us about this Page of Pentacles. Some of you have a new job opportunity, new work opportunity. Is it better than where you're at currently, though? From a King of Wands to a Knight of Wands? Not off the bat. Not off the bat. I gotta be honest. Because then if you take this opportunity, go from a king to a knight. But if you're wanting to expand, if you're wanting to grow and develop new skills, this would be good for you. Anyways, talking about the Page of Pentacles and who this is or what this is. The Devil. Oh. King of Wands. Do you see this as something you get stuck or trapped in? So, contracts here, paperwork, could be dealing with a Capricorn. What? Let me see more about this Page of Pentacles. There's some red flags here. Hangman, reverse, Pisces. How about this Page of Pentacles? Temperance. Sagittarius, Pisces, Capricorn, Four of Swords. I would say to take your time and think about this, because I don't know, something just says you probably should steer clear from this boat, to be honest. Hangman, reverse, and Temperance, I feel like it's saying you're better off than entertaining this. You're better off. So even the dark woman, the dark lady, intuitively, you might already kind of have that sense. You may already have that awakened or that enlightenment. Because I feel like something about this would just keep you stuck or trapped, or like would limit you or restrict you. And that's not what you're looking for. Four of Swords. Sleep on it. Think about it. But Four of Swords, if we're talking about action, it says wait. Don't do shit. Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Yeah, you got something better than that. Okay, so maybe I was wrong, right? I was like, this Page of Pentacles, they may have potential. Cards clarify and be like, the potential is not worth it. Keep it moving. Eight of Cups, we have a Ten of Cups. Underneath that, there's something better. Okay, so let's take a look at this Knight of Wands. Who the fuck's this Knight of Wands? Right? Okay, so hold on. Before we clarify this Knight of Wands, if this is one person, this is representing one person, what they're coming towards this King of Wands, which would be you in this case, what they're coming towards you with is nothing better than what you already have, if any, and it's not even equivalent to what you have, what you've built, what you've grown. It's not on your level. That's like bare minimum requirement. So this is asking you to take a couple steps down the ladder that you've climbed all on yourself, all on your own. So Knight of Wands, if this is something else, let's see here. Knight of Wands for, I want to call you Leo. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo. We have the Chariot. Chariot fellow on the King of Wands. I feel like it's saying, keep it moving, babes. Keep it moving. Put your foot on the gas pedal. This ain't it. Keep moving. But Knight of Wands and the Chariot, this could be representing someone who's very persistent, persuasive. They want to move very fast. Things kind of escalate fast with them. Like they're pushy. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. Yeah, they're pushy. There's something about this person wanting things on their time and get impatient when they're waiting or when they don't get an immediate reaction or response or acceptance to a Cups. Fool reverse. Yeah, you have some sort of hesitation or doubt. Something about them is also, it's not stable, or like there seems to be like a questioning of where things are going, or that it's kind of leading to nowhere. Two of Cups to the Fool in reverse. Here's this connection. Here's this relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic. Again, some of this business, but it just feels like wherever things are going, it's not leading to anything new. If this is someone you have, because we had Elbe the Retriever at the bottom of my Oracle deck, the Fairy Oracle. If there's anything that were to come back or return, it's the same old. Like, there's nothing new here. You're just you're reheating leftovers. And at this point, is it really worth reheating? Maybe you should just throw it out, get something new. You don't want to get food poisoning. Especially if it's been a few days old. Like, get rid of that shit. You deserve better. You deserve fresh, right? The food that she's cooking. You deserve freshness. Not just the leftovers, the remains, the residue. Nah. Queen of Swords, the Knight of Cups. So let me just pull a couple cards on this combination. Queen of Swords and a Knight of Cups. If you're looking for love, you're serious about your standards, you gotta raise your standards. Some of y'all gotta raise your standards, or that's what you're realizing here. Queen of Swords to the Knight of Cups. You shouldn't have to chase love or convince others that you're lovable. No convincing. Five of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. This is someone that's being like fought over. This is someone who, I'm getting so many different things. First of all, competition, screaming, like a lot of competition. So, maybe you set a boundary and they don't like it. And so they disappear. They remove themselves. They act weird. You saved yourself. Where was I going with this? I had something I was gonna say. All these things and now it's gone. Okay. I get another message of someone who maybe struggles with being alone or being by themselves. Because Nine of Pentacles, she's self-sustainable, she's self-reliant, she's independent, she don't need nobody. He, she, don't matter the gender, right? The Five of Wands represents conflict. Maybe this is conflict between, do I want to stay single? Do I want to mingle? Am I looking for something casual, committed? So there's this back and forth. Competition in the dating scene, things like that. But Nine of Pentacles, she's always chosen. She's that bitch. He, always chosen. More than enough. So much to offer. So, so this Knight of Cups, so they're kind of walking away, right? It's not like this. Oh, well, then that's kind of chasing as well. It feels like it's, whoever this is just cat and mouse. It's just not worth it. Five of Wands, it's a struggle. You better off as single. That's how I'm reading it. Just quick and straight to the point. Better off as single. If it's causing too much drama, chaos, fucking with you, you're better off alone. Just saying. Um, Ace of Swords at the bottom. See things for what it really is. The reality, the truth of the matter. Okay. Maybe there will be some kind of conversation that leads to breakthroughs or understanding, and just confirmation. Magician, and the Knight of Pentacles. It's like slow, gradual movement. Nothing too crazy. Nothing really shaken up overnight. Now, Ace of Cups in this Three of Pentacles. You can't see it. Ace of Cups, Three of Pentacles right here. Let me take a look and see what this is. Tell me this Ace of Cups and Three of Pentacles. Seven of Wands. Ooh, you don't really trust this. Five of Cups. Yeah. Something you're cautious of, or let's see what this is. Six of Pentacles. And Queen of Wands. At the bottom, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, Six of Swords. Okay. Let's keep that out, actually. So when it comes to connections, friendships, these bonds that are forming, that are in the early stages, right? There's some part of you that doesn't really trust, or you're cautious, you're not super vulnerable, or, you know, you've been hurt, you've been wounded, and you're trying to protect yourself. Understandable. Now, dealing with these people could help you heal, could help you soften up a little bit, right? Queen of Swords, you're quite rigid, detached, icy, turning love away, reject. Of course, right? You know, same thing with this. You're hurt, you're wounded, you're not quite ready. So you're like, leave me alone, or what do you want from me? Or I'm not gonna give very much of myself to you unless you prove or show me that it's safe. Six of Pentacles. So Five of Cups to Six of Pentacles. I mean, if you had any misunderstandings with existing relationships in your life, there's a way to work things out. But again, it's got to be a two-way street. It can't just be all on you. And right now, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit your mic. But right now, I feel like you're kind of guarded, closed off, not super interested. Okay. Or like initiating it. I don't know if you're quite there yet. Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Someone definitely has interest in you. They enjoy your company. They enjoy your presence. We talked about that earlier, right? Six of Pentacles is mutual and reciprocated. You know, what you put out comes back to you. There's this nice flow. You don't have to push. You don't have to force. It just comes easy and natural. Okay, right? But then at the bottom, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Hold on. It was Ace of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Six of Swords. The way this looks is kind of like someone kind of just wanting. So this is probably what you're cautious of or afraid of, is like, oh, they just want me for my money, my status. They just want to be around me because it's convenient to them, or they only come around when they want something, they need something, they have no one else to turn to. Like, that's kind of giving this energy. It is kind of like not the greatest. Is there a different way I could look at this? Well, we could look at this as moving away from isolation and moving towards, you know, connection, community, you know, things improving, right? If we switch gears and switch focus on like from relationship stuff, but like if you've been in a troubled financial, or like in your job, maybe your environment where you live, like if things have been kind of troubled or challenging, or you felt very isolated and alone, your world is opening up. It's going to take some time. Pentacles are very slow moving, but Six of Swords, it is moving towards calmer waters, moving away from the chaos and the dysfunction and the drama and the choppiness and the instability. So there's that. But yeah, Five of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Someone's looking for money, a new position, another source of income, some sort of support, and like a material support, a home, a couch to crash on. Like there is that element as well. So I don't know. There's that part of you is like this is kind of like transactional. It is kind of transactional. I give you this, you give me that. But when we're talking about love and relationships, friendships, it's got to be deeper than that, than just like, I gave you this, you got to give me that. Otherwise, I don't want you in my life. Like, then fucking bye. Or I don't know. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. So if we go back to all these other cards, Mickle and Muckle, probably would be good to not get so invested or dwell so much on like outside energies, people. This is more like that playful, lighthearted, jolly. If you can, as best as possible, lean into that energy. Singer of Healing. There's part of you that's healing and, choosing yourself in the process. And trusting your gut, trusting your intuition, because when you know, the vibes don't lie. Continue to keep nurturing yourself. No, you're not asking for too much, but you are needing to give yourself freedom from situations that have been holding you hostage or keeping you stuck or, compromising yourself and your life for the sake of someone else who doesn't respect you or doesn't reciprocate. Fuck that shit. That's all I gotta say. I think I'll leave your reading here, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how it resonates in the comments below. I hope that you have a beautiful birthday, and I'll see you later. Bye.